From the Woodshed, a casual conversation with Chase Morrill and Ryan Eldridge from Kennebec Cabin Company, the team that inspired the hit show Maine Cabin Masters. From the Woodshed is brought to you by Nelma. See the stamp, trust the quality. By Hero Media Arts, connecting small business with new customers. And by Hammond Lumber, your building project partner. Now, from the Woodshed Studios at KCC headquarters in Manchester, Maine, it's Chase and Ryan.
From the Woodshed, I'm Chase Morrill. With me today is Ryan Eldridge.
Hey, guys.
And filling in for Maggie or Nori is Jen Reese.
Hi, guys.
What's up, Jen?
Maggie is at a ski race. Nori's in school, so...
You're stuck with me.
First non-Morrill
Yeah.
in that seat. Big shoes to fill.
But that's
I'll do
all
my
right,
best.
because we've got an exciting guest with us today. Dan Patrick will be joining us. I know Ryan's thrilled and has come up with a lot of questions.
I'm so excited.
So that will be a lot of fun. And you can find us at KennebecCabinCompany.com, MaineCabinMasters.com, our Facebook page, our Instagram page, YouTube. Check out our online store at shop./KennebecCabinCompany.com. And we couldn't do From the Woodshed without our sponsors. As always, we want to thank Nelma, Nelma.org, EasternWhitePine.org, SprucePineFir.org, Hero Media Arts, they've got a great video today, and Hammond Lumber Company, the official building materials supplier of Kennebec Cabin Company.
You nailed it once again.
Yes, I'm trying to go as fast as I can to give you time for Dan Patrick.
I know, how crazy is that, huh? So awesome to come on to the show.
Yeah.
He's been a big fan, from day one. When did I go on his show? Like season 3, maybe?
You've done it a couple times, haven't you?
No, just once. He talks about us a lot, but I went on
that
the show.
I think I remember the first time he talked about us.
We were all like,
when you showed up on the job site.
But I remember going on his show. I was more nervous than anything I've done since this has started.
That's funny.
I mean, he has a lot of viewers, and he was doing us a big favor, because they love the show
yeah.
and giving us a shout out. I remember I had to call from a landline, so I had to go to my brother's house, call from the landline, and the whole time I'm writing, talk slow, talk slow, talk slow. But he's such a great interviewer, and he just knows how to make you feel welcome, and it was fun.
Absolutely. So that'll be good. That'll be fun and exciting.
Yeah. Do you know who Dan Patrick is, or did you before this?
No. Not even a little.
Okay.
I only knew him because of you.
All right.
I knew because he did that thing on the T-shirt video. That was the first time I heard of him.
Dan's one of the world-renowned sportscasters in all the Adam Sandler's movies. He's
done a lot.
This is a big thing,
Adam
guys.
Sandler movies,
A big thing. And thank you, Dan.
It's time for our next segment, Meet the Owners.
Right, so we have our cabin owners joining us. Thanks for joining us, Dave and Kelly Wilkinson. Episode just aired, so you guys got to see it fresh. What did you think?
Absolutely loved it. Knowing everything that you filmed and not having a clue what you were actually going to show. A lot of people have said when the babies came in at the end, they were brought to tears. It was like they loved that. Love seeing the babies.
Nice. Were you guys nervous?
And we watched it. Yeah, we watched it just, I said, let's watch it just before we get on with our brothers there. And it just every little step of the way. Of course, for me, I'm kind of a hands-on dude, and so that was a struggle for me to not be there all the time. But then in retrospect, it really made me think it was good to be away and let you guys use your creativity to do what needed to be done.
Yeah, I mean, we knew it was going to be hard for you. You could tell right away that it can't mean so much to you. And you, like you said, you're such a hands-on person that it was really going to be tough. And, I mean, we kind of took the camp took away for the whole summer. So you really double lost out on that. But hopefully
July and August. You kidding me?
Hopefully the final result was worth the wait.
And
it definitely was,
And
guys.
I'm retiring the 1st of July, so I've got all this summer.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. I can't wait.
Was there anything that we filmed with you guys that you were hoping was going to be on there that didn't get on? Because I have something I wanted a bone to pick with production company.
Oh, wow.
There was a really cool segment.
Something that wasn't on that I wish would be on.
Oh, 'cause like you said, you saw how much we filmed. Like you guys were there for a bunch. I didn't know if you guys thought anything else was going to be portrayed or didn't. Because normally I don't.
No, my big wish was that the girls and the babies were in there, and and that you did that at the end, and I thought that was awesome.
And I will say, as a hands-on guy, there was a lot of details I really wanted to see, guys. And I know it can't be shown.
That's what I'm saying.
Show what you show. And there's so many things. Like, how did you straighten up the walls?
That's exactly what I want to talk about.
That's what you want to talk about. Thank you, brother.
There was a whole day with 2 camera guys there, or 1 camera guy. BT, Justin, myself. We had these huge come-alongs. I mean, we were pulling stuff back. We were driving huge lags. Yes. It was so cool, and then it didn't make it. But I mean, the episode was awesome, but there's just so much other stuff that you don't see.
So many things. And the rot you found in the front, and I figured you'd find that because the water was going back at camp for years, even before we even owned it.
Yeah.
But how do you bring the walls up to level? And then that back wall, my God, it was separated. Holy crap.
You could throw a cat right through with it.
Truly. Yeah.
I think we said that a bunch of times.
Yeah. Well, it was just amazing. Like, the tree fell on the camp. I mean, it was a massive monster pine. And, luckily the cabin was still standing, but the impact, the shock that the camp took, like there was so many places that it affected the camp. I mean, it blew out walls down below.
It blew everything out.
It blew everything out, but, it was still standing, which was the amazing part. But
those 2 cables, I think. Those 2 cables are the only thing that I think saved that.
Those 2 cables are the only thing that saved it.
Don't get rid of cable.
Otherwise, it would have gone flat to the ground.
Yeah. And they had,
it was filled with that junk too. So I mean, the junk would have helped. The baby
probably not.
Cushion the blow a little bit.
We had the couches, the boats, everything in there. The grill that would have held it up.
I don't know if you guys saw it today, but you'll see snippets for the next couple of weeks of cool stuff that didn't make the episode, but they'll put on in it. So it was a good one today about Chase and Dave's similarities. It was pretty awesome.
I haven't seen
and
that
not
one.
Just the beautiful gingerness either. And a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
I love that one. I got that one today. Yeah, like I said, a brother from another mother.
Yeah.
I'll laugh because I haven't seen it.
But we don't see the episodes either. 95% of the time, we don't see the episodes before. Once in a while,
we'll see pieces of it or something like that before it's edited down. But no.
But it's always a surprise to us too.
Yeah, for sure.
It's pretty cool.
And I mean, it would be so sweet to see the uncut version. I mean, with all the vid, but. I know that can't happen.
You might get bored. It's like 100 hours plus.
I'm sure it will. Yeah. I'm sure.
But yeah, I mean, with everything, just the timing, the babies, everything, it made such a great episode, and we're thrilled that you guys liked it. And I still have the church key. The key to the entrance camp. I forgot to give it back, and we met up the other night, and I cleaned out my truck. Like, I was so proud of myself. Found it, had it sitting there.
Yeah, I saw your truck.
Yeah. Yeah, getting it cleaned out doesn't happen very often, but I had the key ready to go, so I'll put it in the mail for you, I promise.
Or come pick it up at the Woodshed.
That's right, or come pick it up at the Woodshed.
It's sitting right behind the bar.
Cool, man.
We don't always, we kind of feel the homeowners out sometimes. That might play in our decision of how we do stuff. And with you guys, I know with Chase we had the liberty to go funky and fun, and it was awesome. Like diagonal windows, we wouldn't try that on every homeowner.
Yeah.
Oh God, so many people commented about. I don't like the witch windows or whatever. I think we all think they're perfect. If they were straight, it wouldn't look right.
Hey, I dug that you ran with the funky theme, and I don't know if we're funky or not, but we got an eclectic taste. Let's put it that way.
That's right, eclectic. And what do we
I tell people we went from a camp to a lodge because the front of that is just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
What did we call it? We call it the Sombrero Camp.
The Sombrero Camp.
Yeah, I heard that a number of times.
Well,
another guy, my buddy across the lake, he came over with his pontoon. He goes, "Hey, it looks like a killer bee." with the 2 windows up.
I would see a face. It kind of did look like a face from the roof up with the eyes and.
It does. And I really thank you for saving that. It's kind of interesting. You guys decide to take over this camp, and it happened all really quick. And I had to sit down and Mom and I really think about a fairly short bullet list of needs, wants, and desires. And that's what we give you as a guide. And I know everything can't be accomplished in that desire list, but you took a lot of those things and I just said, here you go for it, do what you have to do, use your creativity and your skills. And you really just nailed it, guys. You really did nail it.
I think you did everything on the list.
Yeah.
Great. We'd love to hear that.
But that doesn't always happen, though, just so other homeowners know.
But I think
I'm sure it doesn't.
But having that level of freedom, allowed us, we called it the Sombrero House because we were able to peel the roof back to the eaves. And, it allowed you to keep more light into the camp. We didn't have to bring the roof pitch all the way down, which, if you had said, we were able to do stuff like that, again, worked to your favor, worked to our favor, and just helped, just helped all along on that piece of it.
And I've seen you guys do camps before. You know how the overhang is so key.
Oh, yeah,
on
for
keeping
sure.
water and stuff away from the camp.
For sure.
And that's probably one thing that helped over time. And
It
thank
definitely
God
did.
it's going to live on.
It's one of my biggest pet peeves.
Yeah. And we do have to give a shout out
Yes,
to
sir.
Puffin Boats. I don't know if that part was in the show or not,
my
but
God, yeah.
they're the ones who sewed up the teepee canvas for us.
Oh, they did. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's,
I've
love
seen
that.
them.
yeah, they do great work.
Yeah, I've seen them on Facebook comment a lot.
They helped us with a couple episodes
So
this
they
year.
did it from scratch?
No. Chase did a pattern.
Well, Chase has watched a lot of runway stuff,
Yeah.
so he understands how to cut a pattern. So,
That was the best quote.
It's
I
true.
fully understand that.
That cracked me up.
Was that one of your I said that moments?
No, it's true. I'll stand by it. We watched a lot of Project
And
Runway.
as I told you guys, the teepee was a part of my life way back when, and I brought it forth now into my kids' life, and they dug it, and then it just kind of had its lifespan, and now, hey, with Bo and Ava as grandchildren, they're gonna dig hanging around that teepee. I guarantee.
For sure. You guys are gonna have.
It just brought to mind a time when Ryan, you asked if there was anything that I wished had been shown. It takes me back to when we were talking about the teepee and the 4th of July celebration that ran into the 5th.
Yeah.
And my boys, we were all standing there chuckling about that. We had a pretty good laugh. That was a pretty good.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to see what story.
It was a
'cause
great interaction.
They could take a million storylines, and it's cool to see which way the producers go with it. And it's always a home run.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's amazing
Yep.
to see how it's
we're
edited and
very
put
pleased
together.
with-
Well, fantastic. Thanks for joining us and talking to us about the episode. And, hopefully we'll see you again at the Woodshed and have a great summer. And, enjoy your camp.
Thanks for having us, and thank you for everything. We love it.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. See you
And
guys.
stop by if you're ever on Beer Farm.
Absolutely.
Peace and love.
Yes, we'll see you soon.
Take
Yeah.
care, guys.
I'm ready. I'm ready for spring, and
No, you got a long ways to go till spring.
I know, but it does this every year.
It's too early for that.
But don't you feel like it should just get over? If we're not gonna have winter, just get over winter, and get us to spring.
It never works that way.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna have winter.
end of April, May. You're like, oh god, it's still like this.
Yeah. And we have instead of doing fan questions today, we've got our new segment coming up, the project pointers.
Yeah.
So we'll be, somebody sent in a video. We'll take a look at that and try and answer that. So that'll be a cool, little more interactive.
Yeah, and a lot of big dates coming up right around the 1st of February. It's our 1-year anniversary at Kennebec Cabin Company.
Yep.
And then how long have we been doing this podcast? We started this, March after that, maybe? We might be
When did we start this?
I think March. Right when the pandemic was starting, right?
Yep. Yeah, so Kennebec Cabin Company just opened up. The season premiere is February 1st. Well, no, it's not season premiere. The episodes start resuming February 1st.
Feels like the season premiere.
Yep. Still on DIY Network at 10 p.m., 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Ashley's birthday was the 28th, so man, there's a lot of dates coming up.
Yeah, it's good. It helps winter go by.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that's about it. Camps are going along. We started our first round of camps in January ever.
Yes.
I know it's too soon to tell, but would you do it again?
It's too soon.
I do feel like we picked the right camps, though.
Yes.
Time will tell.
We'll see. We always say we want work. It's a balance. We always say, oh, we don't want to work during the winter. Oh, we need work during the winter. Hopefully we find just the right amount.
I think the last 2 years, said, we're never doing that again in the winter. We did.
I know. But the ice shacks are built at the Woodshed. They're ready, available. We've got propane heat in them.
Yeah.
They're closed in.
What's the deal? You get one tank of heat. If you want more, you buy it.
Yeah.
Inexpensive.
One tank. Yeah, one small pound tank.
Yeah, and you can buy the other ones.
All depends how warm you want.
Yeah, they got fire pits outside.
If you just want to take an edge, you can make that tank last quite a while. But if you're freezing and crank it,
we should put a tough meter on the tanks. True Mainer would be like, if there's something like that.
This tank lasted me 4 hours.
Yeah.
This tank lasted me 4 minutes.
Yeah, and if you keep a tank, maybe we could sign it or something. If you don't use a whole tank, maybe we get signed or get on a board.
Right.
Instead of I ate the 500-pound sandwich, I only used a quarter tank of propane.
But there's something that you know of that you can refill them?
Yeah.
And do you know what it is?
It's just a little valve thing. You put it on a 20-pound tank or a 100-pound tank.
Yeah.
Which I have one full, and then you just turn the other ones on, and you can refill up the little ones.
So right on the nozzle of the little ones.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I actually got a 100-pound tank in a snowbank somewhere. That one
that's wicked safe.
The one I gave to you, maybe you still have it now. I don't know.
No.
We're gonna find it.
Your dad will be out plowing.
Bam.
I'm still burning off of. I think we pulled 4 tanks out of a camp somewhere.
Where were those? Are old.
Oh, KLT. The bottoms are rusted. I think they had maybe less than a quarter of a. But a big tank like that's still 25 pounds. And I was talking to somebody from Augusta Fuel. He's like, it never goes bad. So.
And it's a pain in the butt to recycle those. You literally got to take a 357 Magnum and put a hole through them.
Yeah. Which we're not recommending at all. Don't anybody do this.
No, I don't even like guns.
So yeah.
All right, on a better note, let's check out this new hero video. It's our friend Jeff Ireland fly fishing in Chase's hometown, and our buddy from Cambrosia makes a guest appearance on it. So check this out, and we'll get back to you
with Dan Patrick.
I spend a lot of the winter time getting my taxes ready and doing all that kind of stuff because I don't want to do it during the fishing season. As I started to learn to fly fish, somebody hired a guide for me as a present, and I learned so much so fast that I just routinely hired that guide every year. 2 or 3 years in that process, I stopped paying attention to the fish and the catching of the fish, and I started paying attention to what he was doing to guide me. I found I actually like helping people catch fish as much, if not more, than catching the fish myself. The more I know about what the client is looking for, or the angler is looking for to be a successful trip, the better I can deliver that. My job is to adapt and alter the trip to meet those needs. Your job is to sit down and watch the river. It's really about taking notice of what's going on around you, whether or not there's bugs hatching. Are the bugs on the rocks? Are they in the trees? Are they in the air? What does the water tell you? Reading water is probably the best skill I can ever teach folks. People who really get it sometimes will take a nap on the river. They'll just set back the sun on their face and they'll just doze off, and that's all it's all about, just absorbing it all. You know, you fish long enough, it's not about the fish any longer. It's about the take, it's about the adventure. It's about the moment that rod bends over like that and your adrenaline goes right through the roof. And then as a guide, you get to be the person who helped them do that. That's really cool.
Well, that was another cool video, and it had our own buddy Cam Brochu from Technomedical Post on there learning how to fly fish.
Yeah, and Jeff's another Wayne resident, so.
Now, that was the Wayne town, right downtown Wayne, right?
Yeah, it was Connor's father.
Oh, there you go.
See, it all comes around.
All comes around.
Yep. Yeah, and so now we've got our guest, Dan Patrick. This is very exciting, so thanks for joining us, Dan.
Wait, is this Barnyard Builders?
No,
wait. Is this off the grid? Wait, what are we on?
This is your friend from Maine Cabin Masters.
Oh, Maine Cabin Masters. Okay. All right. Well, great to talk to you guys.
Yeah, first of all, we really, really appreciate all the support you guys have given us, and it really blew our minds to hear that you guys are fans of the show. You know, it's unbelievable. Thank you very much.
Well, Paulie came in one day and he said, I know you can't build anything, but you like to watch people build things, and you'll love this show. And I said, okay, and it's about building cabins on lakes in Maine. And I go, okay. And then I started watching, and then all of a sudden it became that normal routine every night where I would, try to get a glimpse of what you guys were into. I'm curious, though, you seem to get along, but I know you don't. The biggest fight that didn't make air was over what?
Oh, do you have any siblings?
I have, there's 6 of us.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
All right. So, yeah, I'd say those are usually the biggest fights.
There are a lot of Chase and Ashley fights. Paint colors or Ashley waiting.
Yep.
And a lot of it's due to growing pains. We've gotten better now, but the first couple of seasons were rough.
And it's always towards the end of the build, right? Finishing touches day when it's raining and we're trying to get stuff done. Ashley's design team is in there. Everybody's stressed out. That's when the fights happen.
But why is it always snowing? Rain is on the way on reveal day. Chase, help me, because it never feels like it's sunny and 50 when you're doing this.
Trust me, if we could control that, that would be fantastic. But without fail, it's like I said, it's rainy, it's muddy, the finishing touches day, and then we just wait till a perfect day for the reveal.
And the day there's no cameras there, it's sunny and 70. We're loving life.
Oh yeah,
it's like perfect.
But see, I identify with Ashley because
this has been a great interview. Thanks for joining us.
Because I can't build anything, but I do love the aesthetics. I love the color. I love decor. I like the finishing touches that she always seems to have. So I can relate to that. Like, I'd love to be able to relate to you guys, but I can't do anything. Is there one basic skill that every man should be able to do, man and woman, when it comes to using a hammer or saw or building something?
Well, I mean, reading a tape measure in unison with those is very important.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
But, as you know, we throw the level right out the window.
Yes, we do, for sure.
And you know what? Every man should be able to listen to his wife. That's number one. Or just pretend you're listening.
And don't let Ashley fool you. She has grown up around my father enough that she can read a tape measure. She is very capable going to the chop saw, measuring something, cutting it. She just,
Oh, no, but her role on the show.
Oh, yeah.
I can relate to.
Oh, yeah.
And I can relate to you, Chase, because you save everything. I have everything in my man cave. You save, like when you go outside and there's like a toilet, there's a bathtub, there's a shower head, like a plow, and I go, you don't throw away anything, do you?
Eventually stuff kind of disappears.
In his defense, he's getting a little bit better.
Good. Yeah. So am I. Yeah, so am I. I have a man cave, and my wife made me take everything and put it in the man cave. So I get it out of the house.
For all the stuff he does have, though, we usually use a lot of it. Or the funny thing is, all the acres at his house, he knows exactly where something is. Where's that weird window we took out of this place? Boom, right there.
And it was cool when you guys built him something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was really was a great episode.
Oh, that was fantastic. I mean, that was a lifelong goal to have a barn and space, and it is it's plenty full now. I mean, but I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff.
It's crammed full. It should have been 2 times bigger. As we all know, when you build stuff, probably your man cave now, you always want to go a little bigger, but you try to do the right thing and do what's right, and it's never big enough.
Yeah, it's weird. I've run out of room in a place that I thought I could never run out of room, but I did it. So I don't mean to ask questions, but I do that for a living, so I'll let you guys ask. No,
that's great.
Well, no, I mean, do you have a connection to Maine, or do you have a camp or a place that you go to?
No. Nothing.
Where'd you
Vermont.
Where'd you grow up?
Ohio.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but I've been to Maine a couple of times, Portland, which I loved, and Bar Harbor.
Yeah, two
but
staples.
That's it. Yeah, but I reached out to Ryan. I said, hey, if I was going to buy a place to put a cabin or refurbish a cabin, where would it be? And I don't know if Ryan got back to me.
I probably know what to say.
He's still looking for the perfect cabin for you.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, but I love it. My wife said, would you rather go to Hawaii for 3 months, or would you rather live in Maine during the winter? And I said, I'd rather go to Maine for 3 months in the winter. I don't know, it just feels like you're alive when you're in something like that. I like, when you feel the weather. And I grew up in cold weather in Ohio, but I just, I would like to see how I would fare up there on the lake, provided it was insulated and,
of course,
had some heat there.
I do remember that question. I remember what was going through my mind. It's like, okay, do you want to tell him like, well, maybe Southern Maine, 'cause maybe you don't want to go way up north where it's really rough, or like, where it's secluded, but you seem to be looking for that aspect of Maine, and the more you go up, there's more sense of community, and it's quiet. People leave you alone. They don't care who you are,
But you didn't say, hey, why don't you look in my neighborhood? Like like that never came up. So I don't know why.
Well, because as you know, we're proud Mainers. We love the whole state. Really, there's so many different places that are so different. You got to really check them all out. Southern Maine, we call Northern Massachusetts. It's a whole different vibe.
But is your show making the state more popular, and therefore some Mainers might be upset that they're getting people to go to Maine?
Maine has always been the vacation state. That's kind of our motto, and it's got a rich history and tradition of, fishing camps from presidents and other people coming here. And it's going to happen with or without us. I think we're just kind of showing that there are other parts of Maine, besides, a couple the coast. I mean,
Acadia.
Everybody think, Maine lobster, but
yeah,
we've got the Western Mountains, we've got Northern Maine, we've got lakes, ponds. There's just a lot of beautiful areas of Maine that, we're showing off. That again, it's people have been coming here for generations, and that's they've been coming to their favorite spot, their favorite camp, and we just go in and help keep those memories alive and going.
But I'm always amazed how something got in such disrepair.
It's amazing. We would never run out of these camps. I mean, you drive down the road and like you drive by these camps, and there's for every nice 1 or 2 camps you see a dilapidated camp. I just think, a couple generations, they get older and maybe there's no kids, and then, I mean, it goes into the tax. I mean, so many of the people aren't paying tax anymore. They just leave them be. Like, you can actually go out. There's people out there that do the research, find old cabins, go up to to the Registry of Deeds, do the research, and get steals on these places.
And it's like, like Ryan said, you start Southern Maine, they're becoming fewer and farther between, but the more you work your way north, you start seeing them more regularly and that type of stuff. So again, depending on what you're looking for, give us a better idea of what you're looking for, and we'll find you the right spot.
You're saying that publicly, Chase, but I know when you turn off that microphone, you're going to look to Ryan, you're going to, there's no way. There's no way that dude is moving up here. There's no way.
Well, we always say, we get all these questions about camps and cabins, and to me, a cabin or a camp represents different things to different families. It's a place where it represents the same thing, but it can be a $5,000 hunting shack up in northern Maine. It can be a couple $100,000 lake house, or it could be $1 million house on the coast. But it's a place where you go with your family, relax, friends come. You don't necessarily think about work. It's just an escape. And a camp can be many different things.
Could the show work any place else? I know it's called Maine Cabin Masters, right, so that does factor in. But is there something about what you have there that you couldn't find elsewhere?
I don't think you could transplant a group of us to another state and have it work out. I think
homegrown you might be able to.
Right. You might find a crew in Minnesota or Michigan doing the same thing, that would work. But
Yeah.
we know the area. We kind of know how everything works in this area, and different.
We hear upstate New York's a lot like Maine. We have a bunch of fans up there. We hear the UP, Upper Peninsula, and Michigan's a lot like it. So it probably could be done.
Can they hire you to leave Maine? Have you been asked to?
Oh, we've been asked.
We've been asked. It would take a lot to get us out of the state. We're not saying we wouldn't, but
just for one, like let's say somebody in the Upper Peninsula said, we want to bring you in to build something, rebuild something, refurbish.
Possibilities out there. You'd have a better chance if you were asking us to go to Texas in January.
Yeah.
With the weather. But we've been asked to go, all over, other countries. Mexico, the islands.
And I think it also depends on, are we talking like with the film crew? As you know, that production is,
No film crew. I'm just hiring you.
I would be up for it.
Yes, as long as all the permits and everything and licenses were in place. I think that would be a big obstacle as well, is making sure that, Maine has its own style of building.
And it's very building friendly, the climate. There's not necessarily, you have to go to the building codes and town rules, but you don't necessarily have to pass all the tests to be registered contractors. Yeah. We have 4 English majors on the crew at one point.
Do you guys know how many emails we're going to get now over this?
We already get them.
Forward to Dan.
What's the worst injury on the set?
I fell out of a ceiling once.
Ryan came really close to electrocuting himself one time.
Yeah, and break him. Pretty much they all to me.
It's Ryan.
I rolled my ankle pretty bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, falling out of the ceiling, I got lucky on that one. The ceiling kind of gave way slowly, so I'm working on my ballast, not having as much.
But I call that content, though, Ryan. As long as the camera's rolling, like the last thing you want is, when you go, oh, Ryan fell out of the ceiling, and then Chase goes, was the camera rolling? No, it wasn't. Then I would be mad. I wouldn't worry about your health. I would want to know if we got it on camera.
Right. Yeah. What do they say? If it didn't happen on camera, it didn't happen at all. So
yeah, that's true.
And it's same thing. Like working through the winter, the worse it looks, the worse it is, the better it is for the show. So when we're out there, fingers freezing, trying to get through frozen ice with the boat, it just again makes for a better show. So I think we put up with a lot more, do a lot more than normally we would, but
also everyone asks us is it scripted, and it really, the first couple episodes they tried to script it, but it's all what just happens. They learned we're going to get along, we're going to give Ashley crap, she's going to come in late, we're going to find rot, it just works. So they kind of let us go. But, having us act was not,
right.
That did not work so well. How'd you make the transition over into acting so well?
Well, thank you. I didn't know I did, but Adam Sandler, I didn't really know Adam, but this was after Happy Gilmore, and I was working with Keith Olbermann, and Olbermann was supposed to go out and shoot the golf scene, the golf announcing scene, and he didn't get out to Vancouver, and I saw Sandler, I don't know, a year later. I didn't know this, but I saw Sandler a year later, and he was at a Knicks game, and he goes something about, hey, Danny, your boy, he effed me. And I go, what? He goes, yeah, Oberman was supposed to be out in the movie. And I said, next time you need somebody, then you call me. And he goes, you're in my next movie. You're Danny McEffin Patrick, and you're going to be a police officer with a mustache. And he put me in the movie The Longest Yard, and I've got a mustache, and I play a police officer.
Yeah.
And then I think I've been in 18 of his movies total for some reason. But as Rob Schneider, the comedian, said, once you're in, you're in. And he keeps writing cameos for me.
He's not a proud New Englander.
Yeah, he is. We talk about New Hampshire, and he has fond memories of New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got a couple of questions. Like, which one of the Danettes would you feel most comfortable putting on our crew for a day?
So I have to put somebody on there, right?
You have to. Yeah.
Okay.
The least liability to us.
Not on Ashley's crew, our crew.
I would say Fritzy because he can't do anything, so it might be good TV. I'm trying to think what would be good TV. Fritzy spent 5 minutes the other day trying to open up a can of blueberries, so that'll give you an idea. He doesn't know how to sweep. He truly does not.
Know how to
he used a broom like a shuffleboard, So he might be good on the show. I'm guessing Paulie.
Yeah.
Paulie would probably sort of know what he was doing or be able to, BS you and sort of make it through. But, I mean, you'd see through it, but I think Paulie, the audience might not see through it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Now, what other TV shows do you guys watch? Because we know you guys have a true love of, like, the do-it-yourself stuff, but what other genres do you guys get into?
Well, building off the grid is always fascinating because, as I mentioned before, it always seems like weather's approaching and they don't know if they're going to get it finished, And a storm is approaching and they don't have the enclosure done yet. And then they go to break and, you have this tease where you have somebody going, we're never going to get this done. And then you go, okay, I'm watching. And then I'll watch building off the grid at the very end. And somehow, some way, they get the enclosure and everything is great. Barnyard builders, I am fascinated with that, with just how they examine, like, what do they see when they see these buildings? But, like, you guys have a sense of humor. That's the one thing, barnyard builders, they seem pretty serious when they're doing it. But you guys, the difference is you're doing something, but you're doing it as if we're almost there with you. Like, we could be there with you and sort of laugh with you. Barnyard builders, I would just want to stay like 50 feet away because I wouldn't want to screw anything up. And I think that's a big difference there.
Yeah, that's a big compliment. Thank you.
Chip and Joanna, I can't be around them. They got too many kids, and I think Joanna, she would yell at me, and I don't know. I don't think I would do well in something like that.
I think a lot of it goes back to, like, being a Mainer and the work we do. It's like, the weather's going to suck sometimes. The work's going to stink sometimes. But it's all make it the attitude you have. Let's just get through this. The day is going to end. There's a warm shower at the end of it. There's a cold beer at the end of it.
Yeah, and we're not perfect. We don't do, we try to do close to perfect work.
Yeah. And we've always been, humor, like make fun of yourself. And
yeah.
That being after you.
Yeah, go ahead. Chase, you make some really, like, light fixtures. Like, there's certain things that are just fun in what you do with that. I don't know, did you get that from your dad where, like, it could be a centerpiece on a table, or it could be a light fixture, it could be the railing, the banister going up the steps. There's things that are just seen through your eyes. I don't know if they're seen through other eyes.
Yeah, I think that, that's definitely from my father. My family were creative, artistic, and this show gives us the opportunity to do those type of projects, which I like about it, because, before this, we would go in and take the cabins to a certain point, not have a lot of free, camp owners would say, okay, this is what we want done. Homeowners would say, this is what we need done. But this show allows us to go above and beyond. Same thing with Ashley, in her design and custom projects, she gets to go out, meet a lot of great artists, different stuff like that normally we wouldn't get to do. And I think same thing with the build. We get to do, fun, cool stuff that, again, go out, gather up some cedar branches, make a railing that, again, anybody can do. And we kind of show that it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, the aspect of not having a homeowner, like, getting the keys and having them gone, it's unbelievable what you can get done without having to ask so many questions, and it slows up the process.
But the cost, the labor force there seems like a really reasonable price every time that I watch what you're doing. So explain this to the audience, if you haven't. If I say I want to hire you 6 weeks and I have $40,000, is that all it's costing is $40,000? And do you guys supply? What do you guys supply aside from the $40,000?
So what are you looking for in a camp?
No, I want to know.
No. This is what we do. This is how it works.
We're gonna live the process.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to open this up. I want to have higher ceilings. I want to have some windows that I want to take down some of the brush. I want to be able to see the lake. I'd like to have 2 bedrooms downstairs, not one, and I'd like to redo the bathroom and freshen up the kitchen.
All right. And then we go through this process. We go through this exact process with the camp owners. We come up with a budget that we think is reasonable for the work to be done. And then we find how to get what you're looking for done in the most economical way possible.
And two of the biggest things are, when you hire John the builder and his buddy, John is ex-employees. He's charging labor on top of them. You pay what we pay our guys, and then on materials too. We don't mark up materials, which a lot of contractors do. And that's a benefit of having the production company help us. They give us money for production costs and whatnot, and then building these relationships we have with the suppliers.
If you want 2 bedrooms, you're not picky about what type of windows are going into it. So we go out, we find windows. I mean, we did it today. We go out and find windows, and we build around the windows. They're going to be great. They're going to be what you're looking for, but it's not exactly what you're asking for. Does that make sense?
Chase, yeah. And Chase says...
Have you had somebody who went,
Of course.
We're batting pretty good, though. We got a pretty good batting average. We're about 950, I'd say.
Yeah.
No, but what happens when they do this on camera?
They get reminded, this is what your camp looked like before. This is what it is now. Like, it's a huge transformation. We try and, take in as much as we can from what you say you want. And, I mean, it's always a challenge. And I think every time Ashley and I are nervous when we give the camps back still.
After all this time.
We've done over 80 of them, but we still,
That's the only nerve-wracking. The first season we'd get these camps and we'd struggle with what to do. And, we'd go to bed and, how do we fix this? How do we do that? And it's awesome to see our team evolve. Everything's second nature now. If a sill's rotted, the guys can work through it. Jedi and Dixie don't blow our phones up about stuff. Even these other guys you see behind the scenes, Brian, Justin, Jay, they know what they're doing. And that alone, saves us so much time. And it really, we don't even have a plan either. We go in there, we kind of, the house or the structure dictates what direction we go in. If the footings are good, we have more money to be more elaborate on the first floor.
Well, and I think that's a good point too, is, these camps, for some reason, most of them have, sat vacant, they've deteriorated, they've got rotten sills or stuff that really is a lot for a homeowner or camp owner to take on, but where we can come in, fix these problems, and then leave it so they can build off from that. So it's not as overwhelming, knowing that their camp is rotting into the ground. It's sitting on good sills. We get the walls, the roof doesn't leak anymore, and then they can come in, trim it out, and finish it off however
Ryan,
they want.
do you do work at home?
I do. And
okay.
So we did, so interesting is when we first started the show, I was building a house, and we kind of put that on hiatus and focus on the show. And season 2, we started picking the show up again. So I have to tell the guys, our favorite saying on the job on TV is it's just a camp, go fast. Don't necessarily go to the chop saw and measure twice, 3 times, maybe measure twice depending on the budget. But okay, we're at my house now. Measure 3 times and do it right. So one of the hardest things our guys struggle with is working to the budget.
Ever finished something and said, you know what, I'd love to buy this?
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, I think that's kind of how we judge stuff. Be like, we get it done. Ashley's come in, done everything. It looks beautiful. Be like, I would stay here. I think that's a good judge of, okay, it's ready to give back to the camp owners.
And that's how I make decisions. What would I do at my house if I own this? What decision would I make?
Yeah. I think we definitely take it personally. And I think that's what's unique, too, is, we didn't set out, we were carpenters who got the opportunity to have a film crew with us. We didn't set out to be on TV, so we're getting, I guess, recognized for what we do.
But at what point, though, Chase, did somebody say, you know what, we should film you?
Yeah, how did that happen?
Just the opportunity kind of presented itself. My daughter's friend's mother, knew the film crew and they were looking to do something in Maine, and we said, let's give it a try.
So it was perfect timing because Chase and I had just started doing our first project together. Ashley and I were dating. We were kind of an item. And then she's like, well, my brother wants to build a timber frame. What do you guys? And at that point, I had Dixie and Jedi just moved back from Colorado working for me. So we started building the timber frame. I think it was the winter of 2014, and it was brutal.
Yeah.
Tons of snow, cold. I mean, so we had what was the Zoom call back then? We didn't even know
Skype. It was Skype.
We didn't even know what Skype was. So he comes in. You guys want to be on TV? Like, yeah, sure. We'll be on TV. Like, we just thought he was blowing smoke, And we're going to do an interview. So we go down into one of his apartments.
And I mean, yeah, it was middle of winter, so we had our Carhartts on and big beards.
Oh, we looked like Ralphie from Christmas Story. Could barely bend over, but frozen solid. And this pretty girl named Cole comes on, starts talking to us. Loved our accents. We couldn't even believe it was real.
Yeah.
And, next thing you know, they're calling us back up to go up to the Allagash and film a
Yeah.
pilot.
We thought we would do one episode and have fun stories to tell.
Yeah.
Chase, were you all in on Ryan dating your sister?
Yes. I think everybody...
Did you have a choice?
I think everybody around Ashley and Ryan knew that it would be a good match before they did.
My ex-girlfriend, God bless her, told me years ago that it was supposed to happen.
Ashley had just broken up with her boyfriend, needed a place to stay, moved in with Ryan, in the bedroom across the hall, and...
Yeah, the joke is she sat across in the hall, so...
The rest is history.
I didn't let her bring her cat, though, at first. I was like, I was not a cat person. And, there's two times, like, if you're a contractor and you know cats, it's never good, So I didn't let her bring the cat in. And then we got married and the cat got to come. Well, now the cat's probably one of my best friends, so... It shows you marriage can change you. Soften you
If
up.
you had to choose, though, Chase, and Ryan is your brother-in-law, but not your coworker, or he's just your coworker and not your brother-in-law.
Oh, that's a good question.
If I had to choose?
Yeah.
One or the other.
Brother-in-law.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Hands down.
Oh, being Ashley's husband is not an easy job. He knows I'm up to the task. And she deserves a good
I had
man.
my time with her. Now it's Ryan's time.
You guys aren't twins, though, are you?
No, not at all.
Who do you think's
okay.
older? Ashley or Chase?
Oh, Ryan, I've been married 33 years. I know this answer. Chase is always going to be older looking than Ashley.
Always.
But
That
Ashley's got you for 2 years?
Yeah, Ashley's 2 years older.
2 years older.
I like when she verbally spanks you, though. I like it. When she leaves and comes back, or she's forced to leave, I like that.
She holds her own. She's grown up around us enough.
So I got a question for you. So we know that you're an accomplished sports athlete at Dayton. What sports did any of the Cabin Masters, were they successful at, or did they try in their past? You got any ideas?
Oh, so are any of you guys hockey players or something? Is that what?
One of us is a hockey player. Which one do you think?
Anybody a wrestler?
No, lacrosse player.
Yeah.
Okay, that was my next one. I didn't think like the normal sports you guys would be.
There's a pole vaulter amongst us.
That's Ashley.
Well, I mean, the broom and the pole vault. I can see that.
Is anybody a curler? Is there any curling here?
No curling.
No curling.
Tennis.
Jedi looks like he could be an athlete, but I don't know if he played organized sports.
Yeah, Jedi was a big hockey player.
Yep.
He still plays men's league.
Goalie.
Who jumped in the water on a bet and it was ice cold?
That was Jedi.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah.
I remember that, and it was like, oh my god.
And Dixie.
Because that water is.
It can be cold.
Oh yeah.
It can be really cold.
And Dixie's an athlete.
Yeah, Dixie played lacrosse back in high school. What else is that?
And who played hockey?
Jedi played hockey.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Did you play
tennis?
Yeah.
Soccer.
Well, that's not a sport, though.
I was waiting.
That country club lifestyle that you live.
Oh, I'll have to bring you out to the Morrill tennis court. You'll
good old clay court.
How long is tennis season in Maine? Is it like hours or is it days?
About 2 weeks.
Yeah, on our court, you spend half the time picking the weeds out of the court and the rocks,
and then the black flies.
Yeah.
But it's good times.
Yeah.
So, you got some questions?
We do. What are your top 3 favorite Sandler movies that you've been in?
Oh, probably Just Go With It with Brooklyn Decker and Dave Matthews and Nicole Kidman and Jennifer Aniston, because that was real star power. And I played a nightclub owner, and they had a dance-off with coconuts. And Sandler and Aniston, and it was Dave Matthews and Nicole Kidman, and then I'm the host. This is sort of my lounge area or my nightclub, and that was pretty intimidating because if you're around Sandler or Dave Matthews, they're just a regular guy. Aniston and certainly Kidman, you were around actresses, and I was way over my skis. I was in trouble because I kept thinking, they're looking at me like, why can't this guy act? when I'm not an actor, and it just felt like they were staring at me. And I kept saying to Sandler, I said, "Are they on to me?" He goes, "Stop it! Just do it. They don't care. Just do it." I go, "They're on to me, aren't they?" And so I love that one. Longest Yard was great when I arrest Sandler in the beginning of it. And let me see, what's the other one?
That's a classic remake.
Yeah, he did a great job with that. I had a lot of fun with it. And my scenes are only usually one day that I go in and I'll shoot it.
Please don't say Hubie Halloween.
Yeah, well, I get to play the school principal.
You were good in that. That movie was a little rough.
Yeah, well, there's moments when it's spotty. Oh, you know, there are times when you go, okay, that didn't work. Okay, that worked. And, but yeah, mine is, he always gives me a great part. I will say that he gives time to giving me a great part that has a funny line in it. And I'm always appreciative of that.
What's your favorite Adam Sandler movie?
Waterboy's right up there.
Well, yeah, Adam Sandler movies get quoted a lot on our job site, too.
Yes.
I play myself in Waterboy, so I'm just a Sports Center anchor. And then I told Sandler, I'm being typecast. I don't want to play myself. and so it felt like there was around 6 or 7 movies where I was just a police officer with a mustache. And I said, I got to break out of this too. You know, I said, can I get killed in a movie? And he goes, Danny, we don't kill people in my movies. And then I go, can I have a romantic, can I? And he goes, how about you and Kevin James? And then I thought, all right, well then I'm probably not going to get a romantic scene here. But I would have done it because I'm an actor, for the craft. If I had to make out with Kevin James, then I would, not David Spade.
True
but
professional.
I would, right. Yeah.
That's all we got.
So I got a couple more for you. On your lobster roll, do you put butter or mayo?
I don't eat lobster.
Mountains of Maine it is. Perfect. See, we're narrowing down what you're looking for a camp. This is good. This is good.
But my wife loves lobster.
Yeah.
But I don't have, I'm not a lobster guy.
She would get along with Ashley, and Ashley loves lobster. Like, I'm good about the once a year, spring comes, maybe Memorial Day weekend, have a lobster. Ashley will have lobster anytime, every day of the week.
It's crazy when out here the price drops so low that it's cheaper than Hamburg. And so, you go to the store and you can buy lobster cheaper than you can buy Hamburg. And it's like, all right.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Usually end of the summer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was wondering the timing of that. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, do you fish?
I used to fish a lot, and then I started fly fishing, and then I'm supposed to go fly fishing this year in Montana.
Nice. Oh, nice.
And there's a place up in Bozeman that I'm planning on going, but I got bored with fishing, and then I started fly fishing, and then the best fishing trip I went on was to British Columbia, and they had the Sony. It's like a floating fishing hotel.
Yeah. And
the head of Sony built it. It's gorgeous, and it was just being made, and we got to stay there, and we went fishing, and we caught tons of fish. I was with a guy, John Barrett, who's one of the best fishermen in the world, and he invited me, and we filmed it, and we were able to come across some pretty incredible, fishing. And then we stayed a couple of days later because he said, hey, we're going to do a photo safari. We're looking for the Coyote bear. Now, the Coyote bear is one of the rarest animals in the world. And I said, just for bleep and giggles, I'll stay. They gave me a Nikon camera, and I was going to stay for 3 days, and we were going to search for the Coyote bear. And I knew we weren't going to find the Coyote bear because our tour guide was around 48, 49 years of age, Native American, lived there, had never seen the Coyote bear in his life. So I said, all right, I'll stay for a couple of days. Food is good. I get to fish a little bit. First day, we jump in the boat, and we head out. And then we get word that, maybe there's something on this, island over here or this shore. And I go, all right, whatever. I'm not even, I know I'm not seeing a damn Coyote bear. Well, we keep going. And then all of a sudden, my guide, the guy who's piloting the ship, Native American, he starts crying. He sees the Coyote bear. just off in the distance. He's crying. He because this is a religious figure to him.
Yeah.
And I'm going, okay, now I got to be serious. Like this is, I'm taking pictures. It felt like a half a mile away because I thought, I'll never see that. He'll run into the woods. I'll never see him. We keep going. He doesn't move. He's just grabbing salmon. We keep moving. We keep moving. He grabs salmon. He goes back into the woods. And I go, I got pictures of the coyote bear. Like, I don't even know who it is before, and now I'm all in. I got a picture of a coyote bear. And so we're standing on the shore, and everybody is like, this is incredible. We got to see the coyote bear. People spend all their life, and they don't see the coyote bear. So I'm looking through my pictures that I've taken, and all of a sudden, I realize that the people around me, there's 6 other people, they're not next to me. And then the next thing I do is I look up from my camera, and about 15 feet away is the coyote bear.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And he is huge. And I'm standing there, and the other guys they're 15, 20 feet away from me. And then they go, don't move. And I go, okay. Like, I didn't even want to move my mouth. I go, okay. Like I was trying to be a ventriloquist. Okay. I just started taking pictures with the actual clicking silent, and I probably took 100 pictures, and I've got him. He's only at maybe 15 feet at the most, maybe 10 feet away, but he didn't care. He was there to eat.
Sure.
And he would go in and with these huge paws and just grab salmon, go back and eat. There's Greenpeace comes by and they drop off a guy who's from Japan, flown in to see if he can see the coyote bear. Got his backpack on, he gets off and he goes, coyote bear. And I go, oh, he was just here. He went back in the woods. So the guy leaves his backpack, goes back in the woods, and as God is my witness, the coyote bear, as he goes in this way into the woods, the coyote bear comes out and goes right to his backpack, smells his backpack, and then grabs a salmon and goes back into the woods. This guy comes back out this way, and he goes, no coyote bear. I said, he was just here. And he's looking at me like, there is no way. I said, no, he was just here. I don't know if that poor guy ever saw the coyote bear, but
that's a heck of a story.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do when you retire?
Find the coyote bear.
Probably go up to Maine, northern
Perfect.
Maine. Yeah, probably just retire up there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get on the hunt now.
We'll have your camp ready by then.
And I can do the voiceover for Maine Cabin Master if you'd like me to. I mean, I can do that.
Well, we'd love to get all the guys up here sometime when this whole crazy world.
Wait, Ryan, I just made you just blew me off right there. I just said I could do the voiceover work, but okay, never mind. Okay. Building off the grid, here I come.
We'll get you right up here.
Building off the grid, here I come.
You'll probably have my job after this.
No, I want nothing to do with that's hard work. And you know what? I could never do it because I couldn't do it great. It would drive me crazy. Like when I don't want to paint. I don't want to do anything around my house because I can't do it as well as somebody who's paid to do it. And my wife will say, let's tackle this. And I'll go, no. Or, hey, let's paint the room. No.
Now, are you a perfectionist?
Yes. Yeah.
Definitely.
And I don't.
Yeah, you'd have a hard time on our crew.
I was going to say, because like you guys are professional and you want it to be great. I would see the I would see what we didn't do or it wasn't great. Like that would bother me. And understand this. This is how effed up I am. I was in the d'Orsay, a gallery, museum in France. There is a painting that was not straight. I, over the velvet ropes, adjusted it. And my wife goes, you're going to get shot. I adjusted a picture in the d'Orsay, and I don't regret it. Like it. If I walked into your house, I would look and I'd go, that's crooked. Or like it's bad. It's not a good thing to have. Not a good trait.
Well, maybe you should just keep watching the show.
Yeah.
From afar.
Through a screen.
Yeah. This way I can watch all these mistakes,
Yeah,
but I can't
that's
do
right.
anything about it.
Keep the
you
magic
know?
alive.
Yes. I just, yeah. I from a distance, I
That's
love
right.
the
From
show.
a distance.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Dan, we can't thank you enough. We're going to keep the hunt up for some camps. We'll keep in touch with you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you know, if you come across something, you go, you know what? You want something right here? You know, it might be something where I surprise my wife.
yeah, let's do it. That'd be perfect. Get Ashley
You
on.
know?
You and Ashley
Maybe
can work
just-
together on the design, and
Ooh, that would be something.
That would be fun.
That'd be a good twist.
I would love it. I would love
All
it.
right.
Like I love fabrics and colors, and I was an interior decorator in another life, I believe, because I just
Perfect.
no,
Perfect.
I drive the Danettes crazy because they'll mess with me sometimes, and you'll see all the tchotchkes I've got in front of
Yeah.
me, or they'll move something, and then I'll notice that they moved. It'll be the slightest thing, and I go, "Why is this here?" And they do it to mess with me, but.
as they should.
I'm good at those. I don't know what I'm good at, but I do love order. I love when it's in a place and it stays in a place there. Don't mess
You
with
and
me.
Ryan would get along well.
yeah.
Well, thank you guys for all the entertainment, and I'm a fan. I'll stay a fan, and I wish you guys the best there. And hopefully, one of these days, I get to come up there and we can not have lobster, but we can have a beer.
That sounds great,
Absolutely,
Dan.
yeah.
Thank you very much,
Thank
bud.
you for
We
joining
appreciate
us.
it.
Thank you, guys.
See
Take
ya.
care.
All right. Thanks again to Dan Patrick. That was
Dan Patrick on the podcast. Yeah, thank you.
it's definitely one for the record books.
I got a little bit nervous halfway through. I didn't want to talk too fast and talk over him and make sure we had enough.
Yeah, he made it easy.
He'll be coming up to Maine to visit us sometime.
Yeah, we'll start scouting now for work for you and a cabin.
Perfect.
Time for our new segment called Project Pointers. You can submit a short 20-second video to podcast@mainecabinmasters.com with your name, location, show us your project, ask us a question. We'll watch the video and try and give you a little bit more in-depth answer. So here's our first one.
Technology's getting us this year. We're doing a good job.
Hey guys, huge fan. Hey, thanks for helping me out. My name is Matt DeMark. My cabin is located in South Central Alaska. I'm trying to find a way and different ideas and designs to enclose the undercarriage of the cabin. Also to have a swing door type so I can drive my snowmobile in.
Oh, nice.
If you got any ideas, I'd appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
All the way from Alaska. That's kind of fun for the first one.
I know, that's great.
What a cool little cabin he has there.
Yeah, so it looks like it's a cabin kind of close to the water on posts. And, you know, we run into this issue all the time. There's a lot of great space.
Wasted space a lot of times.
Wasted space. And, you know, I know what Ryan's going to say for the best trick for closing it in.
Of course you are. I think it works.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people use pressure treated plywood back in the day. You know, over time, pressure treated plywood will last you 15, 20 years, but it will rot.
Yep.
So we love to use
Metal roofing. Screw down metal roofing.
Yeah.
We've done it on a few camps where you just, a lot of times you can use the scrap pieces you have because it's not very high up, or you can buy it in, different lengths and just cut to what you need. Screw it right on. It's colored. You can paint it to match, but
First you want to build a pressure treated frame, which is easy. All these, like Matt's camp had the post, so just run pressure treated 2x4s in between. Every once in a while, maybe throw another one up, and then just screw that to it, and it's critter proof, rot proof, and you could we'll cut it to the contours. We'll dig down a little bit and put the dirt back on it, and it's bulletproof, really.
Yeah, and if you put the crushed stone, if you dig it back, put crushed stone around it too. That helps with drainage as well. And you can either run your 2x4s with the contour, or you can just run them straight across because it's metal roofing. It's got
rigidity.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about, because that sometimes can be a pain in the butt too. And then a swing up door,
just like making a fence panel. If you're making a gate, put it on hinges. Frame out your opening pretty much. Leave it a couple inches shy, frame it out and pressure treated. put your metal roofing on it, throw some hinges on it, boom.
Yeah, and same thing with the metal roofing. It's light enough where it's not, really going to weight the place down.
And he wants it to swing up, I bet, because all the snow in Alaska, right?
Do you think he wants it to swing up and in? Probably, right? Because if it's too much snow, you can't swing out.
Yep.
You could also do it on a pulley system, too.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Block and tackle, or a double pulley where you could set it up so you could pull it up, lock it down, and then when you're done, drop it like a secret layer.
Yeah, you could get really fancy though, right? And yeah, and like on the old medieval forts, have it like come down like a drawbridge or up and down. Depends on how crazy you want to get, Matt.
Yeah,
but metal roofing for sure, and then just find a way to get a little opening there.
Yep, and again, as long as you have that pressure treated frame, something solid to attach it to, you should be good to go. And you can always insulate behind that if you want to, help keep out the cold.
Yeah, and send us some pictures after this to podcast@mainecabinmasters.com. We want to see your project finished.
We want to see your secret layer entrance.
And we know it's South Central Alaska, so you'll probably get to that. When's the building season up there?
I don't know. A lot shorter than ours, I bet you.
Well, thank you for the question.
Yeah, thanks for the question. And keep those project pointers coming. Again, get as in-depth as you want. We'll try and make sense of it. And keep the questions coming. Keep the comments coming. We appreciate them. Thank you to our guest today, Dan Patrick, and to our sponsors as well. We can't do it without them. Oh, wait. Maggie not here. Without Maggie here, we almost forgot the trivia question.
Oh,
yeah. All right, so last week.
Oh, it was Nori's last week.
Nori's.
Yes.
There's a lot of changes around here.
I know.
Oh, which one was it?
It was about a bear.
It is against the law to hunt bear within 200 feet of what sort of facility?
Don't yell your answer right now. Go to your computer and send us an email to podcast@mainecabinmasters.com with your answer. The first correct answer in the inbox will receive a gift.
It's working well.
Is it?
Yeah.
Good.
The
Okay.
system is
it only
working.
took us how much?
I know.
I don't.
Don't we get to answer it right now?
We can answer it.
Yeah. It's the dump.
Definitely the dump.
It is the dump.
Yeah, that one makes sense.
Bald eagles and bears.
The first place I ever saw a wild bear in Maine, at the Forks, dump at the Forks. The old dump is beside the road.
Is it considered wild if it's at the dump?
Yeah, I mean.
It's still wild, I guess.
Yeah, they're not. Yes.
It's definitely still wild.
They could attack you very easily.
Yeah. If you go up to Augusta, those still wild eagles.
Yeah. So do you have a question for us for this week?
I do. Which one did I pick? What sculptor did the wooden milk pod in Winslow Park?
Oh, she's going back to Winslow.
Of course she did.
So
is that really on the card?
It really is.
No, just one more time.
What sculptor did the wooden milk pod in Winslow Park?
What do you know what the wooden milk pod is?
Do you know what it is?
No, but I know where the park is.
All right.
Wooden milk pod?
Yep. Wooden milk pod.
It could be the old wooden sculptor that we went on.
Oh, yeah.
I got a name.
I've got a name.
There's a couple famous Maine wood sculptors.
There are.
One that probably might have one right up through that area.
Yep.
Interesting.
All right.
Good question.
That is a good question.
Man, we've really come a long way with it. We have Zoom guests now. We have tips and tricks. We have questions. So, I mean, we've done a lot. And we're not even to our 1 year anniversary yet.
It's true. And we have cool products in the store all the time. We have a new... This is going to be a short supply, limited quantity knife, so...
Fletcher if it doesn't buy them all.
Yeah, get it while you can. It's a fill-in substitute for our utility knife, wooden handle, but this thing is a cleaver.
Look at that.
It is, yeah.
Do you know what this is for?
To flip it open.
No. I was told this is to use if you ever get caught in your car and you need to get out. Like
Oh,
if you go
really?
into the lake or something, you use that to bust the window.
It doesn't flick? I like
it does flick, too.
It's a fake.
Mine doesn't flick.
It's a fake switchblade.
It does.
Oh, it flicks
Okay,
that way.
don't hurt yourselves at home,
Yeah.
kids.
But anyways, you can get these at KennebeckCabinCompany.com in our store. We still have coffee mugs, water bottles, pint glasses, all sorts of great stuff. So check it out. And yeah, that was another great episode.
Another great episode. Good job, guys.
Yeah. Thank you again to Dan Patrick and to our sponsors, Nelma, Hero Media Arts, Hammond Lumber Company. From the Woodshed, we'll be talking to you.